Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Two Summoners. I'm joined with my beautifully handsome co-host, Corvy. How you doing, sunshine? Keen for another episode?
Yeah, man, always. It's lovely to be back.
Oh, I can
Another
see
week.
Grandma actually in the background. She doing good?
Yeah, you doing good, Grandma?
Yeah, show those
Shoes.
shoes.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
why? Why we showing those shoes?
She washed them.
Did she put them in the dryer? Dry them as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
Good.
Well done.
Ooh, Grandma, thank you. That's timing right there. So for you audio listeners out there, we just saw Corvy's grandma beautifully showcase Corvy's freshly washed and dried shoes. Honestly, they're black, they're fine, and they're ready to be walking out in the town.
Yeah, that was some really good timing. God bless. So how's your week been, Pike? What you been up to, man?
Oh, dude, it's been a big week. I've had so many like job interviews, and that's just been hectic. I literally had one this morning, and it was so hectic. And I'm praying to
Yeah?
God that a lot of these people don't watch the podcast, but they should watch the podcast because it's fantastic and it's worth watching. But at the same time, they see, yeah, a whole nother side of the old Papa Pike. But besides that, it's been good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Yeah, nothing interview worthy. That's pretty cool. How you been
Mm.
going? What you been doing? What kind of interviews you going for?
Graphic designer again. So I'm trying to get back into my
Ooh.
actual marketing. I think I mentioned this either last week or the week before that I was going for
Yeah.
interviews. Yeah, but no, so went well. I think the one I went for today pays well, but I think will be shit. Like the way they sort of described the job, I was sort of just like, it's a part-time gig. It is literally 3 days a week. You're paying a full-time salary, but you'll be expecting the work of about 3 people
Oh wow.
on part-time, but for full-time pay. I was like, okay, I can see where you're trying to go, but are you dumb? Like, just make it full-time and just get someone in to do the work. But I was like, okay, whatever. Awesome
Mm.
location though, right in the CBD. So I'm sort of like, oh, if I go for that, really handy for me. But we'll see what happens. There are two other jobs that I was sort of like, oh, that would actually be sick.
Is
Um,
there multiple CBDs? Because I know there's one in Sydney.
no, there's only one CBD for Brisbane. We're smaller than Sydney.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
what I meant was I thought CBD was short for something.
City Business
Yeah.
District.
Oh, okay. Because I just thought it was just a Sydney thing.
Nah. Well, I think it's everywhere. Everyone's got a CBD. It's just like the center. It's like where like most people would go for work. Isn't that right?
Okay.
Is that
Well, I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't even know
Nah.
there was one outside of Sydney. What are you asking me?
CBD definition. Hold on, I gotta look this up. What the
Hmm.
fuck? Cannabinoidal? A non-psychoactive component derived from a cannabis plant.
Wait, that's
What the
CBD. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
CBD.
So, not that kind of
Not
CBD.
that Central Business District. Okay, I see it there. Central Business District. Okay. So yeah, Sydney
Right.
would probably have a couple, whereas Brisbane, we hate ourselves, so we try to limit it to one.
Mm.
It's
How
too
did you
hot.
feel after the interview last week? He says moving forward.
Ooh, yeah, let's keep pressing forward. Interview was really good, man. We got some really good feedback from it. Hey,
Yeah, we
like,
actually did. I think we
yeah,
did pretty good. For our first interview, we need to warm up doing it as
yeah.
well. So it's like, wasn't too bad, actually. We did well.
Yeah, I think like it was funny that the amount of messages I got from other people, like especially people in the pro scene too, being like, "Hey, just good work, loved that style." I was like, "Ah, shit, there." Like, so guys, so all you audio listeners, love you to bits. Out there, big shout out to Corvy who came up with I'm gonna say 100% of the questions. Where either sort of if there was a question that didn't really make sense, that was me winging it. So big shout out to him for actually planning a lot of that as I take a lot of the digital stuff on. But nah, awesome work, man. Like I think we should be really chuffed with where we're at. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it too. I wanted to ask like some harder questions, but I just didn't know what kind of
Yeah.
vibe it was going to be, especially for the first one. So maybe we put people in a hot seat a little bit further on, but it
Yeah.
really depends on who we get on because didn't know the dude, didn't know like
Yeah.
what he was like, his temperament. So yeah,
He
we'll
seemed
see.
very down to earth too. Like he was
Oh
really
yeah.
genuine about it. Like I think the answers he was given was really good. Like it's actually so funny how we initially talked about it's very much like a boys club to get into esports. Like if you want to be a pro gamer, you got to be one of the boys. And he sort of
Mm,
just confirmed it straight off the bat, being like, yeah, if you're gonna be in esports, you need to be best friends with everyone, like everyone who's important, and then you all
yeah.
just click together. I was like, fair enough. So, anyone in esports, you got two candidates right here willing to be your best friend. Will not suck dick for money. Can confirm. Well, I can't talk to
Don't
Corby
count
though.
me out
Yeah.
yet, Peppa Pig.
Yeah, you're from Sydney. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, no, well, I always thought it would be pretty hard to get in. You would have to really know someone to
Mm,
get your foot in the door because like coming from someone who wanted to get on like broadcast, get in like casting and stuff and
mm.
like be talent. I always found it with not only like esports teams just to join as talent, it's really, really hard to just kind of like, hey, this is what I do.
Yeah.
I feel like you get looked over quite a bit.
Oh, for
So
sure.
building your own brand and having people like notice you for a while and then stepping up always seems
Mm,
to be like the way to do it, which is
mm.
frustrating because you might be like Papa Pike and decent at do what you're doing, but because you haven't really like met everyone yet, it's
Why
kind of
you
hard to get in.
why are you writing yourself off though, mate? Don't be writing yourself off. No,
Not
I don't
writing
take
myself
that.
off. I'm just propping you up, man. That's all.
Mate,
It's
look,
different.
I'll take it. But also, let's not forget you at the same time. Like the cast that we've done, I could easily say have been probably you and one other person who I will remain nameless have been the best people to cast with. Purely because of one, synergy, two, just sheer knowledge and like fun. Like that's all it
Hmm.
is. That's if I can get those in my cast, I'm happy as that. But okay, so interview. Um, I want to put it out to everyone in the podcast, everyone out there who's listening and watching. If you'd like to be on point, come on to the podcast. I know I've got a couple really cool names lined up, but there's. Do you want to shout anyone out? Like, let's call someone out because I want to put this on Twitter, calling them out, being like, we want you on the podcast. If you could have
Mm.
anyone, Corvy, besides maybe like our girl Beyonce, who are you feeling?
I feel like people that are like that we could get onto the podcast. I would like to get Maximize on,
Mm,
probably as one because he's the newest starting member of the LCO.
mm-hmm.
So I think, oh, like the broadcast thing, and he hasn't been on like too much. I think he's only been on twice.
Mm,
So, yeah, no, I'd probably like to talk to Maximize, see how he goes. So
yeah.
if I could have anyone, probably him.
I'm gonna call out Maka. I actually think having Maka purely because like you look at his track record, he's not actually the biggest League of Legends player. Like I just saw on Twitter, he just reached Silver 4. So compared to everyone else on those couches who've got some sort of solid standing in League of Legends, maybe Skimmy's probably the next one up where I think he's reached Plat or something along those lines. Maka doesn't have a big sort
Oh,
of
you mean Mac,
following.
mate?
What?
Mac?
Yeah, Mac.
Macca?
Yeah,
Why
Maka.
say Macca?
Why am I saying Macca? Yeah, Mac
Yeah,
mate.
Mac.
No, we've already had Macca on for an interview. They're the
Yeah,
same
you
fucking
said
name
Macca.
to me. It's the same fucking name. It's Mac. Well,
Okay,
sorry.
Mac, yeah.
Mac mate. I apologize. Beautiful mustache. I have to say it is better than yours right now, Corvy. You got a bit of stubble going in there too. That's
Come
I
on,
don't know. I'd be
have a shave.
sorry, I'm gonna pull you push me up, I just push you down. It's like a drowning victim. Just like the lifeguard comes along, they're like trying to hold them above the water and you're just shoving them down to stay afloat. No.
Water can't hurt me, dude. I just punch really hard. Goes away. I shoot the water with a gun. I can't drown. True.
Sorry. Yeah, true story. True story.
Mm.
So yeah, I want MacMate because I want to get his perspective on being like the host of the LCO.
Okay.
He's been doing it for a couple of years now. He's done an awesome job, like guaranteed. But I think I want to see his side from not a huge League of Legends background. He's very much CS:GO, and there was rumors that he was sort of going just to CS:GO when he was leaving the LCO, but now he's here. Like I kind of want to know the sort of backstory there of what's going on.
True.
I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. I think it would be pretty dope,
yeah,
especially people like on broadcast for LCO because we see them almost more than the bloody players at this stage.
yeah.
Like they're always talking, jabbering on. So I think yeah, our minds are in a very similar spot. Just
Mm,
keeping eyes there. But people that I do also want to talk to is streamers, at least smaller streamers on Twitch or
yes.
YouTube, whatever. So if you're listening, you know of someone who is a streamer that would like a little bit maybe extra exposure and want to like just chat about their stuff. I'm always down to talk Twitch because I've been
Yeah.
live streaming for like 8 years or something.
Yeah, I've been 5 years, so I feel that you've
Mm.
you've had the longer grind than I have.
Yeah,
Um,
Granddaddy Corvy on the Twitch, dude.
kind of little silver fox coming in just
Mm.
to tickle your taste buds. Yeah, I'd actually be keen for that. I think there are some really good streamers out there. That I think even co-streamers would be cool because seeing what the
Yeah.
co-streamers are doing and how they're sort of approaching their content could be fun. But I think just general streamers, there's so many out there. You sort of got
Yeah.
pick of the litter, and who doesn't want free advertising, right? Like, just come on.
Yeah, so if you just want to come on, answer some questions, hang out, maybe get some advice or anything, that's
Mm.
fine. I mean, like, obviously, I haven't got the biggest audience myself, but I know a lot of shit, so.
He knows a lot of shit. I do have a big audience, so
Mm.
But yeah, okay. So moving on, I think now that we've sort of touched on that a little bit more, let's look at the next side of it, right? Let's look at the. Are we going to go jump into the straight results? Corby,
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Week 3 results.
Mm,
Just need to pump these up here. As another big week on the last week of the LCO, we didn't really get a chance to talk about all of the results from like the huge last week of the LCO because we had the
mm,
interview, which ran probably a little bit longer than
mm,
would have been happy for it to. But hey, either way. We have a couple of games here. We'll go through it. Mammoth's Esports win versus Team Bliss.
mm.
It's kind of awkward to talk about Mammoth after we just had an interview.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of like shit the bed and actually got rolled by Bliss. So
Bliss has just been on point, man. I actually
yeah.
had Benvy, who's actually the support from Team Bliss, reach out to me. He was actually one
Mm,
of the people that said, "Well done on the podcast and all that." They're feeling really on point. Little insider, they are starting to get their players into the house, the share house now, as far as I believe. So they're actually,
oh.
I think that works really well for a team, and I like that from Team Bliss that are stepping up because they're a fairly big org, not really so much in league, but in other games they're massive.
Mm.
So I think them having their own share house, it's going to bring really good synergy from the players. But we're already seeing such a big lineup from Team Bliss, like 5 wins, 2 losses. At that point, they're crushing it. Like,
Yeah, I'm like really happy with how Bliss was going because that's who I was talking to Benvy as well. That's the person that I was saying like that was like shitting on him in first week. I'm like, you lost a couple games. What's going on? And he's like, you have to believe. So since then, I've taken them pretty much every time, and they've done decently well for my
yeah,
standing. So I'm happy with Team Bliss. Also, had no idea anything about the org. So like them coming into the LCO doing well, and then finding out that they've
yeah.
been an org for ages, and yeah, cool.
It's nice to see some diversity coming into the LCO. Like I think we've sort of had the same sort of teams, same sort of players for
Mm.
so long. Getting some fresh teams in there sort of spices things up. So next game is a Pentanet versus Direwolves. That was a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, no, it actually was. Cause I don't want to say I've written off Pentanet as like the second place team where they
Mm,
were feeling very, very solid, but I was starting to think Divers was like just the king
yeah.
of the LCO now. So, dropping a game to Pentanet, put us in this weird scissors, paper, rock triangle of who beats like Chiefs, who beats Pentanet, who beats Direwolves. So, yeah, no, it was a pretty good game to watch. Pentanet just took it away.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see that the Direwolves aren't just going to be reigning champions. It's not going to be like a run of the Chiefs like last year. I feel like we've actually got
Mm,
contenders, which is so big.
yeah,
Um,
100% agree.
so yeah, I think next game after that, Peace versus Chiefs. Now this is the game, Corby. This is
Mm.
the game. Peace just absolutely spat on the Chiefs, and I love the Chiefs. They are my team, and I believe in them full heartedly, like you with Bliss. That was a rough one to watch.
Yeah, no, sevens were be pumping in the chat. We had a like Chinese Camille top laner that kind of just ran over the whole game. Like took over. I forget the pieces name. Who are they? Okay, I just clicked the roster here and it's all TBAs. Fantastic. Thank you, LC webpage. But yeah, no, he ran it. He played Camille. He did like a beautiful job across the board. It seemed like a very mechanics max game. It was probably
Mm,
one of my favorite games to watch so far of the LCO from
mm,
last year and this year. And
mm.
to handle the Chiefs like that, it felt kind of like bad because that's our like
Yeah.
giga team from last split, but it also felt really good that they're like you said, it's actually good to watch all these games where you have Chiefs in them because they may lose, they may not lose. What's going
Yeah.
on?
You don't really know which way Chiefs are going to swing. I feel like they've been looking at these best of ones as like warm ups. I feel like Chiefs have been taking it a bit more like scrims. And they're sort of like, look, we're happy to probably give some kills. Like, just imagine a team being so bold. Like, because again, their roster is stacked, right? We can't deny that. It's a good roster. Maybe they're going in and being like, let's give some wins, try and drop down to a different tier, fuck these guys up, and then come back even stronger having played in the scene for a little bit more. Like, I feel like that is a genuine strategy that a team could take. Whether
Yeah.
that's where the Chiefs' heads at, I don't know. But I personally have a bit of issue with Peace coming in and just not only wiping the floor, but just coming in and then securing that win when they've had what 3 weeks of having to forfeit and giving over wins to these other teams, and then they're coming in and winning one of them, and then it's sort of it fucks the roster so hard, right? It's a real
Yeah.
shitty thing for Chiefs to go through.
Yeah, for audience retention, I guess we could say that we're definitely going to be talking about what we think about peace and that later
Mm,
because it's still a bit kind of strange on how they seem to be like a a fighting top 3 team, but they're still last seed. So anyway,
We'll
yeah,
move
the
on.
first week, Peace came in this week. Felt fantastic. They seemed like I said, a top 3 team, so they did
Mm.
great. The next game we had was Kanga versus Ground Zero. I think you have some thoughts on Kanga that you may want to talk about.
Oh my god! Like, why? Just come on. I'm pretty sure that game came down just purely to drafting. Like
Mm,
the drafting of that was just fucked. And
yeah.
the one thing I'll give credit to the LCO for is that at least the games aren't so exactly the same as you see in other regions. It's not Zeri Lulu, it's not Lucian Nami, there's no fucking Vise. All the games are the same. You see Azir coming in, it's all the same picks and bans and all that bullshit. At least it's different here, but at the same time, Ground Zero, Kanga should win on paper.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't know if I'm just shitting on Ground Zero consistently, but I feel like Ground Zero and Kanga are pretty even.
Yeah.
So and like maybe Kanga has a step up just because they have like the better components of a team.
Hmm.
But I genuinely think that Kanga really needs to like pull their head in and get a decent like bot lane winning like synergy,
Yeah.
because at the moment they've coin flipped so many fucking games so far on a level 1 cheese, and they've fucked it up every goddamn time, and it's pissing me off.
Fucking Hooper! We love you, but
Yes.
god damn it, man. Like, you're playing Caitlyn and you're
Mm,
going for a level 1.
mm. You
Don't.
think you would want to use the range advantage to like slowly build a lead and
Yeah.
maybe take some anyway, it doesn't at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I just want to see Kenga succeed because
Yeah.
like I like Fido as well, but like the only person
I do
I
like Fido.
know that I want to win on that team is Hooper.
Yeah, Hooper. Well, that brings us to Tuesday, 7th. We start up on the next day. Peace versus Direwolves. Now, this one was so anticipated after that first night, purely because
Yes,
of
it really
how
was.
Peace performed. It literally was just like, holy shit. That was like a 40-minute plus game.
Yeah, it was a banger.
It was massive. And it was so neck and neck. Like, what do you have to say about that?
It really was. And this is the cementation of Direwolves being like a top tier team. It was so strange when they dropped the game the previous day and then they come in and they show that they're stronger than Peace. I honestly, after my channel points were all on Peace because I put all my channel points on Peace the previous day, and it's like, all right, they beat Chiefs. Holy shit, it seems super strong. Coming in today, I did the same thing when they're versing Direwolves, and Direwolves actually held their own and looked way better than Chiefs,
Yeah.
cementing them in my eyes as the top seed team for
Yeah.
the LCO split one.
Oh, I think 100%. Yeah, I can't argue with that at all. Like, Direwolves just it was shaky because Peace really gave them a run for their money. Like, their bot control from Peace, even their top control was just like Wayfern was beautiful. That man is just almost unstoppable in my opinion. But Direwolves just came back with something a little bit extra. Like, they just said, all right, you make one mistake, one little issue, we're gonna capitalize. And they did that. Like, that's how they ended the game. They saw that. I think they got a pair quadra kill or something like that at the end. They're like, yep, we just finished. We're good.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh,
It just all the games this last week in week 3
mm,
have either been like upsets or they've been like really interesting to watch. So
yeah.
I mean, I think I was at work at the time and I was watching all of these on my phone. I meant to be doing so much more stuff, but I'm just like chilling there, just like glued to my phone screen. It was really fun. I actually enjoyed the week 3.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I agree. I think ending out the best of ones was probably the best set of games we've seen so far. Like, I think
Yeah.
Chiefs Peace actually coming in now is actually doing good for the actual games. And I think viewership, can I just quickly point out the viewership? Maybe we'll get to this later, but viewership spiking because it's bringing in so much more international excitement.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome. So that's a big
Yeah.
kudos to Peace there.
Yeah, this was a week 1 topic that we talked about actually
Yeah.
ages ago about like how the LCO can grow and what we think could be like a good way to get it. And one of those things was like appealing to international people. And I think you or myself were talking about Peace coming in. They have like Chinese team,
Yeah.
all these viewers behind them, maybe seeing how they compete against us. It's almost like if we had an OCE team in like a different region, some people would watch that.
Yeah. I probably would, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, I wouldn't have any problems with it. Depends where it
yeah.
was.
So it's like I watched the Super Bowl just because there was
Mm.
2 Australians in it. I don't watch the Super Bowl ever.
Who was in it?
Some random person. One of them's a Rocket League player, actually,
Oh,
which is
fuck yeah.
hilarious. He signed to Dignitas.
Oh,
It's a
what?
strange. Yeah, it's honestly it's so strange. All right, the next game, another upset actually. It was
Ooh.
PGG versus Team Bliss, and Team Bliss took down PGG and got the W.
Like,
Crazy.
they're tied now with PGG, which is even more hectic.
Yeah.
Like, that's Team Bliss is top 14, right? Like,
Mm.
that's massive. So I'm really keen to see. Like, honestly, big shout out to Benvi then for being able to hold that game together. But I think Why Not really stepped up again. Like, we're seeing Why Not week in, week out, just really showing up what he can do. Um, but I think it's now coming down to his team needs to start playing around him and they're playing as a unit a bit more. I think the first couple games that they lost, the two that they lost, I feel like they just weren't clicking. And Why Not was making plays and trying to be proactive, and they just weren't on the same page. So I think it's nice to see them actually clicking together, and PGG being the upside is pretty huge.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bliss have got a little bit of chaotic energy about them, which I thought was
Mm,
really good in the best of ones. They've picked up some decent wins, this one being one of those wins. I still don't rate them at the top half of the like top
mm,
half of the bracket, just because I think they're going to shit the bed in best of threes or best of fives rather. So we'll see. We'll see if they do decently well in the best of fives. It comes down to almost coaching stuff and experience
yeah,
when you get into like best ofs. So hey, we'll see how they go. If they keep this trajectory up, then yeah, definitely see them top three, top four. It's
yeah,
just really hard once you get close to the top of the ladder with all these teams, man. They're like
yeah.
this league is very competitive. This
Oh,
split.
I think it's the first time we've actually seen it. I think we said this before too. It's sort of just almost saying the same shit, but we know it to be true and just reiterating it. This is the first time OS has actually been competitive, in
Mm.
my opinion. Like last split, it was Chiefs. There was no competition. It was Chiefs. Simple
Yeah,
as
well,
that.
PGG like was the only person that could
Yeah.
take them down. So, but besides that, yeah, no, the distance between the teams was too
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And I think even the split before that, Order just did a good job, but I feel like it was somewhat even, but it wasn't skill. I
Yeah.
feel like they were playing to play, and then it was sort of just like, oh, whoever wins wins. It was like a fun tournament, and we all sort of just had a bit of a laugh, but realized, it's kind of shit though. Um,
Mm.
but okay, so Mammoth versus Ground Zero. This was the game that everyone was sort of like, who comes out on top here? And I
Yeah,
was
it's the bottom seed
glad,
fight.
yeah, I was glad that it was Ground Zero that came out on top. Again, shout out to Mammoth, you're doing your best, well done. But yeah, I feel like Ground Zero really did a really good job drafting in this game. I feel like Ground Zero does a fairly good job drafting. They're doing really nice. So big shout out to their coach.
Yeah,
Um,
Ash, God bless.
yeah. So I think it's nice to see them. They got 2 wins. They won both days. Like fantastic.
Yeah, no, I don't know where that really puts Ground Zero in the grand scheme of things. I still think they got a pretty
Mm,
bad opponent. I think, looking at the bracket here, they got Chiefs. So maybe winning these games wasn't in their best interest.
yeah.
But look, no, I agree with you. After talking to Maka yesterday, last week rather. I have a little bit more respect for Mammoth and their like hard climb and their losses, but I do
Mm,
agree. I think Ground Zero Gaming just on paper is the better team. Happy they got the win.
yeah. I think we could talk day and night about what Mammoth could do or could change. I think we know what sort of struggles I think these LCO teams are going through when it comes
Yeah.
to player rosters and coaches and all that sort of jazz. I'll talk about that later on because I have some stern words to tell the scene about that. So prepare yourself. And as the YouTubers can watch, I'm pointing at the camera, but you audio listeners, that you're fantastic. So clap 3 times. Yeah, I'm just pointing at you. So, but Chiefs versus Kanga, final game of the night. How'd you
Oh
find
shit!
it?
Oh shit! This is a good game. I really Kanga got the win here. Spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah,
Kanga beat and took down Chiefs, which is just I don't know if Chiefs are going for some giga play here. I put on my tinfoil hat after this game and I'm like, look, they just lost to Kanga. What the fuck's going on? But then I looked at who they're versing in the groups, and they're in my opinion, the easiest group B, the group of life for Chiefs.
that's
So
what I
I
was
don't know if they're
saying.
throwing. I don't know if they're throwing
That's what I'm
games.
saying. I said that before. I'm pretty sure they're throwing to be in Group B so they can just literally sleep their way to the top and then they'll be laughing coming into the next bit. This fucking best of ones was just a cheeky joke to them right now. I'm trying to be less bold, but you don't lose to Kanga.
No, seriously. No, if you are the undefeated Giga Chads of last split, you don't drop games to the bottom seeds on the on the
Yeah,
leaderboards. It just doesn't happen. There
yeah.
has to be some five head coaching shit going on here, man.
They're thinking so far ahead. They're like, nah, man, we're in 2100 or some bullshit. Like, that wasn't actually a date. So, you know what? It's so far ahead that they're in like the fucking star date, like next
You're
gen shit.
2100.
You shut up, man. Don't even look at me. Don't even look at me. Look away. Close your eyes. Go put
So
your
look,
go put those nice clean shoes on you.
like honestly, I really want to say Kanga. This is probably the best the bot lanes looked.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that they completely just got thrown on because this is a huge win for Kanga and Kanga
Mm,
fans. This is the best their bot lanes ever looked.
yeah.
Hooper either like went Super Saiyan or something, but
Yeah.
like he looked really good in this game. So hopefully that can continue. And they verse Team Bliss in Group B. So
Mm.
could be even. We'll see.
I'm actually I do agree with that about Hooper. Actually, I feel like he flicked a switch. I think that game in particular, again, it comes down to team synergy. But I think when you and your AD carry and support are on the same page, you know what's going on. I feel like Hooper does need to be pulled back a little bit and sort of controlled in these games because he's so
Yeah.
aggressive, and you can see he wants to be more aggressive, but it just needs to be on that support player just to be like, hey, come on, Hooper, come on, mate, shh, it's okay. Just sort of like rubbing his hair, getting a comb or something, and just be like, shh, it's okay. It's okay, just relax. And then the second they're ready, like, yeah, fuck, girl, just send him out and go nuts.
Yeah, well, Hooper played on order a little bit. He took over for Puma
Yeah.
just for like a couple games. So I thought that like jitter or those nerves wouldn't be there. Maybe
Mm,
the yips or something. Just I thought it could have been there, but no. He showed that fact that it was pretty consistent that he was choking a bunch of his games. So I'm like,
yeah.
ah, shit, he's choking every game. Oh, poor
Yeah.
guy. He's gonna get in his own head a bit. But you're right. Something happened. Maybe he did get a little bit of TLC behind the scenes. Maybe like a hairbrush, but he seemed really strong. So happy to
Yeah.
see that from Hooper. Big expectations from both of us. So he could pop off, and he's got how old is he? Like 3.
If you're
He's
3
so
years old, you're
young.
still a fetus to me,
He's
man.
he's got so much potential. So it's like he's learning these things versus the best players in OC
Yeah,
now. Look, he has potential to grow.
yeah.
He still has young man hands, not old man hands, so
Mm,
he can learn a lot.
yeah. Well, let's go break down the final scores of all these teams, right? We've got a nice
Yep.
little infographic for you guys. Let's jump over to it. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, we can see Direwolves sitting at the top, 6-1.
Yep.
Really nice spot to be in, hey.
Yeah, you would think that 6-1 would make you feeling really, really happy. But we can talk about that a little bit later. Look, they only dropped one game
Mm,
this whole split, and that was to PGG. Well, this whole split, this whole best of ones. So that was to PGG. Honestly, I had Direwolves coming in maybe 4th, 5th.
yeah,
So they've blown my expectations out the water. So
yeah.
good on them.
No, really well done. Then we got Pentanet 5-2 tied with Team Bliss for
This
second
is crazy,
place.
man. This is
Huge.
crazy. PGG and Bliss coming in tied second. I don't even understand. This leaderboard has nothing on what I had planned.
Yeah. Oh, I think our final predictions. Who did we predict to win the whole thing?
I had
We'll have to go.
Chiefs. I think I had Chiefs at the
Yeah.
end to win the whole thing. PGG was my go-to team to win all the best of ones, every
Yeah.
single one, not drop a game. So
Yeah. Like, so our predictions, obviously, we just don't know enough, but that's okay. But then Chiefs coming in fourth. Unofficial third, but fourth.
mm,
4-3. Like, that's the
4-3,
upset.
dude. That's almost 50% win rate for the Go team. Giga Chad never drop a game team. It doesn't look too good on paper, but we'll see how they go.
That's okay. We got Ground Zero coming in at a cheeky fifth, 3-4. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think for a new team to come in and still be in top five, well done. Well played.
Yeah, Ground Zero placing 5th. That is probably where I would have put him anyway. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Mammoth actually tied for sixth with Kanga. Okay, cool.
big fucking asterisks over that like 6th place there. It's like that. Look, these bottom team, like some of these teams that didn't have diverse piece, in the week 3.
Yep.
I honestly, I don't know if it's just a fuck up from the league or not, but just giving all these teams just wins and basically if the second that Chiefs lost, I was kind of pissed off because
That's
it's like
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. And then Peaks coming in at eighth, with one win and six losses.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a spit to the face.
yeah, it really was.
But Yeah, like, do we want to get nitty gritty with it, or do we just want to chill out and
Yeah,
just
no, I
not
want to talk
swear?
about how dog shit this is. Direwolves have shown, and we're talking about how like well they've done in the best of ones. They've
Yep.
fought tooth and nail against some of the greatest teams. They even versed Peace, which everyone else hasn't had to verse Peace, and they
Mm.
beat them as well in a hard fought game.
Yeah.
Peace has shown that they are a really good team, and their consolation prize for coming first. First seed in the best of ones. Grats. Good. You're going to get a good group. You're going to verse a bad team. No, their prize is to verse the bottom place team. Peace, again, who's shown to be almost a second tier, top tier team in the league. What the fuck?
It's bullshit. It's so bullshit. I'm really. We got to say, I can't keep talking about it because I'm just gonna get angry, and I don't want to get too angry because I'm trying to remain cool. But fucking hell, peace, you son of a bitch, get your shit together. Like, don't just fucking come out, beat my boy the Chiefs, and then have the audacity to still have to verse the first place team. Like, is that a power move? Are they doing a power move to us too? Like, why couldn't they
Yeah.
just put a random fucking roster together? Even Rusty said on Twitter, he's just like, yeah, I'll just fucking put my own team in together. And they're like, yeah, we're keen to go. We'll be peace. And then they're just like, oh, nah, like, we're good. Just gonna get our internationals. We're sweet. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah, look, I would much rather that everyone just get a bye and then Peace gets put into the
Yeah.
losers bracket. Like whoever gets first seed and they just get put against Peace, Peace automatically lose that game. Peace
Yep.
then have to fight from the losers bracket, coming in from the best of fives or best of threes, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
That would have made sense to me because they literally did fuck over the standings of the league in the best of ones
Yeah.
for 66% of the best of ones games. It may be even more because they're super weak. They gave out a lot of free wins as well.
Yeah.
So honestly, I really don't like how it was handled from the LCO, but yeah, I guess in their shoes, they really don't have this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So when's the experience of oh yeah, we don't have like technically they didn't do anything giga wrong. They
Yeah.
just didn't submit a roster, didn't do visas, didn't do anything until like the league started. So
Yeah.
it's like,
But
oh, okay, you're just giga unorganized.
yeah. Oh, so but on the a counterpoint of that I want to bring up, because if I keep staying mad, I'll keep ranting and raving. We don't want that. The other side of that, the fact that they're bringing in new viewership and bringing out a whole new set of players and like interested watchers to the scene is awesome. The fact that the viewership spiked by, I think it was like, it went from like 3,000 to like 7 or 8,000
Yeah.
purely off Peace playing.
Yeah.
Like, I
Maybe that
like
had
that.
some influence in the decision of not kicking him or like relegating them or
Yeah.
something.
Like, it bringing in more people is what we kind of need. Like, you see the big like LEC, the LPL, the LCK, like all of them have massive viewerships. To be fair, it's League of Legends is way bigger in those regions.
Yeah, that is
But
fair.
bringing that over, and I think that is probably the LCO's plan, is to get some Riot HQ love and give them some more standings and be like, hey, look, here's some funding. Let's get you some
Yeah.
good players. Let's maybe get some more international based teams over to give you some love. Like, if we had a Team Liquid come into play in OS, that would be sick. Like, that's a brand you could get behind. So I think we might be seeing that now more, that Pieces sort of paved the way almost, Corvy.
Yeah, it also makes good storylines keeping Peace in the league. So I understand it's a really hard decision they had to make just to keep them in because there was contention for myself. I was pissed off. And I know there's some giga diehard Chiefs fans that were very
Mm.
mad too. But look, you have them in. It's good storyboards. They're a PCS team, PCS players, all got that experience from that region, from that area. And they're coming into OCE where we need to step into PCS after this
Mm.
to then go over to worlds and international tournaments. So it makes sense storyboard wise, and it's really good to see how we stack up against those players in those teams where we'll be competing later. So it makes sense that they're still there.
Yeah. Well, okay, now let's bring it into sort of the end. Like, let's look at when the games resume. So 27th and 28th, we're going to start seeing best of threes.
Yep.
Let's put some predictions out for these because it is a little bit of a ways away. We probably won't have an episode next week, or at least we'll probably have another interview episode where we'll get someone in and maybe do a half an hour interview depending on who we can get.
Oh,
Let's look at what this is. So first round, do you want to look at Group A or Group B first?
we'll start with Group A just because we are just talking about it. It
Yeah.
would be Direwolves versus Peace.
Yep.
Who do we think, man? I'll throw it to you first.
So it's a best of 5. Are these
Mhm.
best of 5s?
I thought they were best of threes, but it says best of fives here. So we'll go best. We'll just say best of fives.
We'll say best of 5s. In a best of 5, See, it's hard because we haven't seen as much of Peace. Like, it's
Mm,
hard to give an honest representation because we've seen them play 2 games, both where they played incredibly well, but 2 games isn't enough to put a statistic together. That's like, oh yeah, it's a 50-50. Um, I want to give it to Direwolves. I think if they're the top team to be able to take Peace down, I think they've got the knowledge that they can counteract a lot of the cool over the outer region gameplay. So I'm gonna give it Direwolves, but I'm gonna make it. It's gonna be a 3-2.
okay.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
3-2
if it's best of
Direwolves.
five, I really don't think it's going to be because I'm pretty sure all of them get played like over 2 days.
Yeah.
So having to maybe cost 10 games is kind of fucked. So it could be best of fives. We'll just keep going with saying it's best of fives.
Yep.
I think unfortunately, I how Peace looked in their first game versus Chiefs, I can't not see them taking a win here, which frustrates me so much. So I'm gonna have to give it to Peace, probably like 3-1.
3-1. Shit.
Mm.
Okay. I like it. I like it. PGG versus Mammoth.
Oh, would be a wash for me. I think PGG. Oh, I did say the Mammoth GM that I would pick Mammoth, but that's just not going to happen. That's just a lie. I'm going
Um,
PGG.
you straight up just going back on your word. You're like, yeah, no, I'm gonna back you next time. I believe in you, boys. He's like, oh,
Oh man.
appreciate that. And you're like, nah, fucking eat a dick.
Look, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Look, everything he said seemed right. Because they know the weaknesses they have.
Yep.
They know that the in game and out of game what they've got wrong,
Yep.
and they're working on fixing those problems.
Yep.
But I don't discount PGG's ability to be like, this is also what they do wrong, and their ability to pick those out and then take advantages from it. So it's a battle of the coaching staff, a battle of who can improve the most.
Yeah.
Can PGG capitalize on Mammoth's mistakes, or can Mammoth fix those mistakes before they verse them? So we'll see.
Well, then the serious question here is, do you think they can fix it in this time? They've got 2 weeks.
No, I don't. And can they fix them in the best of five? Mayhaps have, but we'll see.
We'll see. So I'm gonna put 3-0 for PGG. I know that's a little bit of a shoot in the foot to Mammoth, but at the end of the day, statistics are statistics.
Yeah, I'll give Mammoth a win for sure. So I can see a 3-1. I can
Okay.
see a 3-1, but PGG are definitely going to take it. I think Mammoth can pick up a win,
Yeah.
but I think they're going to just still take ultimately a loss in the best of.
Okay. Well, that takes us to round Group B. Group B, which is arguably the more scuffed one in my opinion. So it's
Yeah,
Team
Group
Bliss
of
versus
Life.
Kanga. Yeah, Team Bliss versus Kanga.
This is actually a pretty good matchup.
Yeah.
I feel like if Kanga and if we see Hooper step up like he did when he was versing the Chiefs, this could be a very competitive game. I think Bliss, even though I counted them as the Chaos team, are looking very consistently good, consistently chaotic. So I'll have to say Team Bliss wins this probably like 3-2.
I was thinking 3-2 as well, but to Team Bliss. I'm gonna go with the same one. I think, yeah, I can't put it a different way. I think if Hooper can step up and actually play to his con and knows how to play properly, he can carry his team. He'll do the damage. We're seeing 80 carries are actually having a good impact in these games. They're played well around. I think it's the jungler 80 carry role is what is determining these games. The right picks into the right picks, it is working out. So yeah, Team Bliss. I was gonna back Benvy now that he spoke to me. I was sort of just like, oh, bit starstruck, and I was like, oh. So yeah, gotta go Bliss. Chiefs versus Cheesy. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, this is a tinfoil hat game. I think Chiefs are going to
Mm,
probably take this 3-0. I
yeah.
strongly believe in Chiefs' ability to play a best of series. So I
Mm,
had them losing in best of ones. I'll have them giga winning most of the time in best ofs.
yeah, I think so. I think good thing that Chiefs does the best I've noticed is they get into the enemy team's head pretty successfully. Like after the first game, they're just like, all right, we know what your plan is. We know what you're trying to do. You can try
Yeah,
and
it's
change it
scary.
up. Yeah, so that's a team that knows what they're doing. So I'm keen to see them take the 3-0 in this one.
Yeah,
Uh
some interesting things that I've heard too in scrims is apparently PGG are kind of like refusing to
yeah.
scrim Chiefs. So because of like maybe
Yeah.
a very similar thing, like they can really find weaknesses and pick them up super quick.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they're scrimming each other now. I feel like it's a negative impact on both the teams. Direwolves are now winning. Bliss are looking pretty strong.
Yeah.
So scrim each other, dude. Who
Just
cares if you pick something out? Your first good opponents play better.
yeah. I think at the end, I think they should just be doing it. I think there should be a rostered like scrims, right? I know they try to, and I think it comes down to the scene and people being
Yeah.
available and all that sort of stuff. But if you're at a pro level, you should be like, hey, we are going to scrim every single team at least once a week.
Yeah.
just to practice. It's just to get that communication and building that team. I think they should just be doing it. That's my hot take on the situation. Um, just do it. Play some
Yeah, I've worked
games.
as a team manager with Weekend Warriors for probably over 2 years. Dude, managing it like 5 players on your team to link up with 5 players on their team is nigh
Mm,
impossible.
yeah,
It's just it's crazy. There's so many cancellations. We are talking about that on Mammoth as well.
yeah,
Like with the interview yesterday, so many cancellations, so much stuff. But if you're getting paid money, this is your full time air quotes job. Some people are still part time. They like
yeah.
work and then come and then play in the LCO, which is crazy to me. Get more funding, please. Um, yeah, you would think they would have a scheduled scrim set with everyone in the league versing everyone, almost like game day except
Mm.
scrim day.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's not actually that hard to have 4 games going at once. Even if the LCO helped manage it and be like, "Hey guys, not broadcasted. You're going to be playing some games today. There's going to be three days of the week that you have to play. There's the 2 days we go live, and then there's one day that you have to scrim at least 2 other players that you didn't verse throughout the games." That could
Yeah.
be a good idea because then it's just like, "Hey, we'll pay you for it. Obviously, they should be getting paid, and then you're still getting good experience. Go
Yeah,
have
well,
fun."
I mean, I'm pretty sure in NA at least, which is kind of weird because I feel like in NA esports is in this weird like cryptocurrency bubble almost. It's like going to explode. I don't know how people make money, but they get paid salary and then they get paid per game. So it's like crazy.
What?
Yeah, so they get both. So it's like you like when you see these big numbers like TSM signed Double F for a split, he gets paid the salary of the split plus per game.
Holy
So if he
shit!
doesn't play a game, he doesn't get that money, obviously,
Yeah.
because he could be sick or whatever. But yeah, he gets salary and then per game.
Bro, I'd be playing if I was sick. I would not give a fuck. They'd be
No,
like, they'd be like, Pike, you're vomiting. I'd be like, "Ugh,
it's fine.
no, rush the Nexus."
Cover my keyboard in plastic. It would be okay.
You look over, it's like the after the game has got the cool like cinematic views of the players. He's just like you're standing over like projectile onto your shit. They're like,
It's like the Randy
"Ugh."
Marsh image, except instead of it white, it's like green.
They just do like a little subtle blur, like blur you out as you're like dying. You're like pale as shit. You're like,
So after that, predictions. We can 28 games got played in the best of ones. I counted
mm.
them just to make sure all our points are right. And do you want to say what your points are?
So I went for my predictions 21-7.
I went 20 and 8. Mike's beat me by 1 point, dude.
All I have to do is maintain that 1 point and I win. I don't
It
know
was
what
the
we win
bliss
at the
leaving.
end.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't know either. We'll put
Uh,
stakes on it later. I think we did do stakes, but I already forget.
if someone goes back and finds those stakes and comments that into this game, so YouTube viewers, this is for you. Podcast viewers, just keep doing your best.
Or if you know it, just say it out loud
just
and
say
just
it.
pretend.
But if you know what it is, I actually don't know what it is. No, I think
No,
we
I
talked
forget
about
completely.
the Soraka
Oh,
Star
it was
Guardian
cosplay stuff.
cosplay bullshit.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure Corby's going to be wearing that outfit for me. So
No,
thanks, bud.
no, I'm getting that 1 point back somewhere. No, so far, like with the splits and the LCO, I'm giga happy on how it's all turning out. So I'm
Yeah.
happy to see more viewers. I'm happy to see better games. Like the peace stuff is a little bit sour, but it's pretty good so far.
Well, look, it is what it is. Now we got a clip from a fan, which is
Mm.
so exciting because we love this. Let's jump into it as we're going to watch this. Now, for podcast viewers, we're going to watch it and then we're going to play it again and talk you through it. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great
Is that a
with
good way
me,
to go?
actually.
So we'll try and describe it for you guys. So this is from one of our
Can you
good
live stream it
friends.
to me? I need to see it.
You want to? Okay, yeah. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Let me just do that. Keep talking.
Okay, talking right now. We're gonna be watching a thing. It's from the So we have a clip. This one gets sent to me actually. Thank you. Shout out to Barbecue Dog Chicken,
Puppy dog chicken.
a Twitch streamer for OCE. Kind of nice to see people from like Twitch. We were talking about how we wanted to interview a whole bunch of them, so
Yeah.
it's good to see clips coming from your Twitch channels. So it doesn't have to be in game. Also, seeing your face and your reactions kind of funny too.
Yeah.
And audio listeners, who we also love to death,
Mm.
can hear your reactions to the stuff that you just did. So might
Yeah.
help them paint the word picture.
Okay, well, let's jump into it as we got the clip up ready to go. Let's watch it out. Playing Caitlyn.
Play. Oh, that's a kill.
Oh, it is.
Give that.
Ooh.
that.
Okay.
Bro, that is what I'm talking about. That is a clean play.
Okay.
Someone clip that.
Like, Corvy, let's break down this fight for all of our beautiful viewers there, as we can sort of see. So it is a Caitlyn Varus, and you see actually the Blitzcrank support coming back down,
Yeah.
but being chased by the Hecarim. Your camera's gone.
Hey, my camera's gone.
Your camera disappeared.
Why? What did you do?
I don't know. I
Wait.
haven't done anything.
You seriously haven't done a thing?
I haven't touched anything.
Oh, I just started watching the link. Okay. Pump that one in, I suppose.
Well, pump what in?
I just get a new thing.
Get a
Put it
new
in
one?
general. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Well, that's because yeah, definitely. All right, let's just open it.
The hell?
That is very weird. Ah, just see double Corvy then. That was kind of sensual, but we won't. 2 Corvys is better than 1. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's freaking out, but that's all sorted now. Okay, let's break it down. Do you want to walk it through us, or do you want me to do it?
You do it, man. You're the shout man.
So do you want me to play by play it? Because that could be pretty spicy if I do that the hectic way.
Yeah, do it the heck way.
We'll do it the hectic way. All right, let's do it. All right.
Get the
So
100%
Caitlyn trying to
play.
kite it back. Blitzcrank being
that's a
chased
kill.
by the Warwick. The fear goes off, but there goes the W coming out. But Dog, he's looking for a little bit more. 80 gets hit with a lot. The CC chain,
Bro,
everything he
that is
does.
what I'm
The
talking about.
Lilia
That is a
throws the
clean
snowball as
play.
she's
Someone
coming
clip
down.
that.
And Dog picks up the kill. Almost, I would actually say, the perfect combo.
Get the
Yeah,
100%
dude, it was crazy.
play.
He cast a net.
Oh, that's
Then the
a
Varus
kill.
walked over a trap, so he got the double headshot procs there, and then he got the kill on the Varus. It was actually pretty clean. Got out with all of his
Bro,
life
that is
intact.
what I'm talking
And also,
about. That
I
is a
love
clean
I
play.
love
Someone
how
clip
you
that.
say, someone clipped that. I love that. It just goes to show he's like streaming on Twitch. Dude, that's epic. Clip it.
That's like the classic streamer, though, right? Like, you're always saying, "Wait, just fucking clip it, bro. Like, it's too
Bro,
good."
that is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was awesome. Guys, if you want us to look at any of your clips, it could be a huge pop-off one. It could be something dumb happening, league related. Doesn't have to be, honestly. It could be something silly from your stream as well. Chuck them in. Send a
Chuck 'em
DM.
in.
This one was sent to me. Send a DM to me or Papa Pike.
Yep.
More than happy to chat to anyone.
Yeah, we'll take any clips that you have. I'm tempted to start taking the clips that we see from like the pro players too, on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just taking those, just be like, oh fuck yeah, let's give it a go. Yeah, okay. Well, that brings us pretty close to the end of today's podcast. Corvy, we're just here for a little bit of a banter now. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about as we end out today?
No, not really. Talking about probably solo queue a bit. I was thinking of maybe doing one final giga push on the ladder and then kind of just like never playing ranked again. So it's like I started doing some more practice. I'm back playing ADC mid only.
Mhm.
Been playing a bit of Ari, bit of Annie because she's broken.
Yep.
Picking up the Zoe and I'm feeling good, man. So might go for a ranked push. Try and beat my peak of Diamond 3. Go to Diamond
Good.
2 and then quit the game forever.
Forever.
Is
Oh my god.
no, just ranked grinds. I don't have time to do ranked grinds.
Well,
So
that's,
I might-
Yeah.
I might just like pump it this season and then we'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm in a bit of a weird spot with ranked because I want to play ranked, but I also am trying to pick up just one more new champion. And you and I actually played a game of I'm trying to learn Cassiopeia right now.
Yeah, good
Just
champ.
because she's strong, she's range, she's got really good hyper carry potential. Like that's the one sort of thing I'm missing from my kit, right? Like I've got Fizz, who's like my main that I play well in, but he's sort of dead. He doesn't get too much in. Like he can't really go in.
I don't see him much.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, he's not as strong as he should be. He's still an A tier champion, though. Do you know that? Still A tier, just because of what he can do. But at the same time, is if you get set behind once, game's done for you. You're farming till you got 4 or 5 items, and then you're like, okay, now I can maybe blow up the 80 carry. But at that point, they're 20-0, and you're just like, well, shit, cool. So yeah, so Fizz is mine, and then I've got like Irelia that I was like, oh, do I pick her back up again? I've been playing her, but I've also sort of like, well, everyone hates on me for playing her, and then I was like, well, fuck the haters, I'm gonna play her anyway. And then I was like, no, you know what, the haters might have something there. So then I was like, I'll take a break from her, and now I'm like, oh, Cassiopeia's a fun pick. So I was sort of like, oh. So chat, if you have any recommendations on who I should be playing, don't, because I don't care.
That's better.
Yeah.
That's better. I remember like in one of these podcasts is like, oh, talk down below. It's like, if you have these things, that'll be great. And I'm just like, don't listen to them. They're fucking idiots.
Your opinion
yes, you've-
means nothing. No, I'm kidding.
You've grown sour. Very good.
League of Legends has got to me. No.
That sounded like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Holy shit, that's so good.
Well, hold on. Raggy? Relma? Rowino? And that's probably where we're going to end today's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
With
That's
a bit of shaggy laughter. But guys, don't forget to follow us on the Spotify. Don't forget to add that and subscribe to that one too, as we love our audio listeners. But don't forget to hit us up on Twitter as well. We also both have Discords, so definitely jump into those. You'll find us on Twitch most nights. Corvy, I think take us out, man.
Yeah, fantastic. I can't stress that enough. I'll be more active on Twitter these days, so we're starting it up. Go tweet at us there. Also, DM us on the Summoners podcast Twitter if you want to get to us for getting on for interviews, submitting clips. You can do it there, or like I said, just DM Papa Pike or I. Very keen to talk to anyone. I like the interview style podcast. It really helps push us into topics. We can always like bullshit talk about anything for any amount of time, but I like talking to the community and reaching more people. So, hey, if you want to come on, can't stress enough, just DM us. We're both very loose people, happy to chat to anyone. So thanks for enjoying the Summoner, the Two Summoners podcast. Week 5 is done. Next week, going to be probably a little bit looser as we talk about LCO returning in the following weeks. And if you haven't already, watch our first interview, which is the Week 4 pod.
Yes,
Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you around.
Take care.